Hi, welcome to Thenaturalmedic Adventures. My name is Craig, the Natural Medic. Today I'm in Great Basin National Park on the Utah-Nevada border. And for this part of the trip, going to hike up Wheeler Peak, the second highest peak in the state of Nevada, the highest peak of Nevada that is entirely within the state. I hope you'll join me. My first advice would be to get here early. We almost missed a parking spot because we weren't here early. But we are here and we're fixing to take off. Starting on the trail. The trail is 8.6 miles according to the National Park Service sign. Other sources I've heard is 9.1 miles. Depending on how fast you want to go and conditions, etc. It's about 4 to 10 hours to take it to the top. You are starting this trail off at over 10,000 feet. I believe at the trailhead sign you're at 10,161 feet. That's pretty high. If you're from a much lower elevation, definitely give yourself time to acclimate and take your time. Away we go. You can certainly tell that fall is here. The aspens are turning a beautiful golden color. Enjoying the trees while we have them, because eventually pop above tree line. I believe that last 2 miles of the hike is completely exposed. Enjoying the beautiful forest. Very old tree species up here. You have these bristlecone pines that are here in the shadow of the mountain. And right now it's pretty flat on the trail, about 0.6 of a mile in, but I believe we're going to be going up this ridge in front of me, and then following that spine all the way to the top. So stay tuned. See what happens next. Okay, Wheeler Peak behind me. In order to get up there, there's a turnoff. There's a 1/10 cutoff to Stella Lake. That first mile or so was the easy part. Now it looks like it's going to be up and up. There is 3,000 feet of elevation gain on this hike, and on top of that, you're already at elevation. Just another reminder. This is for people in good physical shape. First mile approach is not bad. Only about 200 feet of elevation gain, but the rest of this is going to be going up. Let's keep going. Okay, looking over here, back toward the west, you've got the flatter plains, typical of this region. You have north-south mountain ranges. This particular hike that we're on is the part of the Snake Range, and in between the mountains there's large open meadows, pastures, whatever you want to call them. And yesterday driving up saw a significant amount of elk, of course plenty of cattle that were out there in the fields, along with whatever they happen to be growing out there. Pretty crazy. Getting a little harder to breathe, which is understandable. Keep going up. Just one foot in front of the other is the way you make it. And I definitely foresee many miles, about 1.38, probably at the 2 mile marker, if not before, taking a water and snack break. Remember, y'all, altitude sickness is no joke. If you're hiking this trail or any trail and start feeling sick, you need to stop, rest, consume some water, have a snack, and don't let yourself get in a bad way. And if you keep ascending, and you're still feeling bad, unfortunately you probably need to head down. Just words of advice. Wow. Behind me you can really see how tall and exposed the route is to the top of Wheeler and to its neighbor, which is, I believe it's pronounced Dosi Diaby. Sorry if I'm butchering that. It was formerly known as Jeff Davis, but for obvious reasons, being a Confederate leader, they changed the name back to a native one. Interesting little tidbits about Great Basin National Park. First started with the setting aside of the Lehman Caves in 1928, I believe. Forget which president, but using the Antiquities Act, set aside the caves for protection. The rest of the park was added later, 1987, and then the whole area became Great Basin National Park formed in 1987. Just remarking last night while looking at the super dark skies here that it's pretty amazing to me to have an area of such significance set aside in my lifetime. Now granted, in 87 I think I was in the 7th grade, but I was alive, and the natural, cultural, etc. significance of the park was definitely realized then whenever the park was established formally as a national park in 1987. I'm going to continue on ahead. Getting close to running out of timber here. The wind is picking up. You can hear my breath being a little stronger because it's been pretty much up as I've made it through the forest and about to run out of the forest. Might be hard to see, but the trail goes on the other side of this uppermost section of trees. It looks like it goes over here on the back side of the spine. I guess depending on your perspective, the best is yet to come. All right, leaving most of the woody tree species behind, climbing up this rocky path to the spine of the mountain. Go up over that spine, crossing the saddle to the prize at the end, Wheeler Peak. I know, I think it's heavy as I anticipated, but it's no cakewalk. I'm over 11,000 feet, probably closer to 11,400, somewhere around there. So far I've covered 1,200 feet of elevation gain, and that's a lot. And about slightly over twice that to go. Up we go. There's a few small trees here and there at the tops taking a form called Krummholz, which is a German word. I believe it means stunted. They're just barely hanging on this life zone. The few that are here. And I'm sure the weather gets pretty harsh up here. Across the way there's another mountain. I don't know what mountain that is, but if you look down the slopes, lots of golden leaves on trees. We see the trees as a whole. You don't really see the leaves from this point. And there's a bird of some kind. I think it's a jay of some kind. It's very cool. But anyway, yeah, there's a mountain across the way. And came up this ridge here and going up this direction, further towards the top. And the mountain reappeareth Okay, almost up this ridge line right here. Slow going, getting close to 12,000 feet, so the air is getting thinner as I go up here, and just been gradual climbing since leaving tree line. Well, before that, but definitely gradually increasing tree line, or gradually increasing climbing as we go up. The mountain just reappeared. Couldn't really see it, so we got to go over top of this ridge, down the saddle, and then up on top, and we'll be there. Can't hardly wait. Boom. Wow, quite a sight, folks. Made it on top of this ridge here. The last part is going to be going up that, however the trail goes, and getting on top. Stay tuned. You will notice in the foreground there are some rock shelters that were built to take refuge in case of storms. Let's keep going. See people going up the spine of the mountain right here. May not be able to make that out on video, but off they go. So off I go. Finishing up that last little leg here. About 600 feet and all the way on the top. Got about a mile to go, give or take. Probably a little bit less than a mile. And home free. Okay, here I am at the top of Wheeler Peak in Great Basin National Park, Nevada. Now behind me is where the benchmark should be, the geodetic survey. However, some loser removed it, but you can see where it was in this rock right here. But look at the view. This is looking west. This is looking east. The actual book is down here that you sign, the logbook. Took approximately 5 hours to get up here. There's my backpack. There's a little mailbox. It's got a logbook in there and a Wheeler Peak sign. I already signed the logbook. I already took a picture with the sign, but let's do a video of me and the sign. Look at that. Whee! Wheeler Peak. Wheeler Peak. Second highest mountain in Nevada. What do y'all say out there? Do y'all say Nevada or Nevada? Back where I worked EMS last in the Dallas area, there was a town called Nevada, but it's pronounced Nevada. So I guess there's a bunch of different ways to say it. Anywho, I'm up here, and now it's time to head down. Trying to get up and down in about 8 hours. See what happens. Yeah, coming down, you definitely have a lot of rocks to negotiate. You had to step up and over them. Going up, and you're really pushing those calf muscles, but on the way down, you are most definitely having to choose your path wisely. Take your time. I do recommend trekking poles up and down. They just give you that extra level of stability, and that's good. I can't tell you all the hard part is over, but majority of it is over. I'm taking a little break at one of the rock shelters over here. Going up probably took dozens of breaks. Felt like hundreds of breaks. Felt like we'd never get to the top, but turned out all right. Should be on time to get back to the vehicle about, I'm hoping about 5, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's hard to believe I was on top of that thing. There's its twin, but it was a challenge. I'm tired, my feet hurt. Ready to eat, take a shower. I'll give you a full summary when we get back to the parking lot. Okay, made it back to the summit trailhead, and it was 3,139 elevation gain. It was a little bit under 8 miles total. Again, a couple of guidelines: don't attempt this trail if you are not in at least a good shape, and you want to commit a full day to it, because you're gonna have to get up here early and start. We started at 8 o'clock, and we're just getting back a little bit after 5, about 5:20. So if that's something you can do, then definitely consider this trail. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, give it that old thumbs up, so people will know that it was helpful and other people can watch it. So I hope you have a great day, afternoon, evening, and we will see you out on the trail. Bye.